Hey y'all. Happy Friday. So, happy Friday. Welcome to my channel, Queen Asia, for women who want to learn how to transform through fitness and travel and age like the queen they are. Today's episode is episode number 6. The last episode was episode 5, and we talked about fitness. So, as promised, this episode is about injuries, illness, menopause, and surgery. So, please click below in the description box and subscribe so that you can get the notification for my next episode, which I'll be giving a tour of my gym. And I also have a surprise for you. And check out the description box because there are some valuable resources that I'm going to share with you. Did I say that right? Resources. Okay, good. So, I was reading a post on Instagram about women who took and had plastic surgery and they died, and that really bothered me, and it just confirmed for me to talk about my topic today. And like I said in previous episodes, my mother died from breast cancer at age 49, 1997, on Mother's Day, and she left behind a 27-year-old, which was me at that time, and a 13-year-old, my sister. And so my why for fitness is that I want to live past 49, which in 2 days, God willing, I will be 52. Yay! And I want to have my independence and mobility when I get older. So that's my strong why. It has always been. However, back in 2012, I was in a lot of pain, and as I shared with you in previous episodes, I was broken, and I did not like my body. So for 1 year in 2011, I gave myself 1 year at the gym trying to lose the weight, and I just couldn't. So first, let me talk about injury and illness are like the two worst nightmares of an athlete. The bottom line, I am an athlete. I just have to come to terms with that. It is what it is. That's a good thing though. And the first injury I got was in 2019. So I set goals twice a year, and sometimes now quarterly. But back in 2019, I was setting goals twice a year. At the end of the year, for the upcoming year, and in the summer, at the beginning of summer, I would always set summer goals. And so I had set this summer goal where I was going to get a split. And what I was doing was using a leg stretcher, which will also be in the description box, while I was listening to Joyce Myers praying first thing in the morning for 30 minutes. While listening to my prayers, I would be on my leg stretcher stretching so that I can fall into my split. It's the truth. So at the end of the year 2019, there was a party, like the end of the year holiday party, and I was still drinking alcohol at that time. And God was saying, you need to stop drinking it. And for me, the way how he works with me, the relationship, he's going to give me a warning sign. And he did give me a warning sign. I fell into a split because I was so happy after I had worked on getting my split all summer, stretching. First thing in the morning, 30 minutes. And before I went to bed, 30 minutes at night. And I was just so proud, and I was drinking this vodka and everything, and I fell into a split, and I pulled my hamstring. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That was lesson number 1. Stop drinking alcohol. for my family, I know I cannot drink alcohol because alcoholism is a disease in my family, and no. And at that time, if I had a glass of vodka, it just wouldn't stop there, and it just wasn't good. So anyway, that was number one. Number two, I still kept drinking. God said, didn't I tell you to stop that drinking? Going fast forward to 2021, in February, I woke up and the room was spinning, and I wasn't even drinking that day, that time. And I said, Booski, you gotta call 911, but you gotta be calm because something's not right. I feel like I was drugged, and I don't do drugs. He was like, oh, come to find out, I had a stroke. Oh my goodness. But the good thing about muscle has memory. Now we're in 2021 February because we're in the middle of Corona, and I says I'm gonna do this bodybuilding thing, and I'm gonna do it in April. And I was on it. I was on my cardio in the morning, cardio PM, all of that good stuff. I was just gonna win. And I know I had that stroke, come to think of it. I kind of like figured it out between the fat burners, the pre-workout, the caffeine, and alcohol before competition, and not taking my blood pressure medication had skyrocketed my blood pressure. Lesson learned since February 2021, no alcohol, no caffeine. I am listening. I heard God loud and clearly. I have no problem saying that because I'll never forget it. One of my posing coaches told me, she said, girl, bodybuilders are just not going to tell you the secrets to their surgeries and their supplements. And she's right. But I have no problem being truthful, because if I'm transparent, I can transform, and sharing is caring, and someone can learn from my experience, and they don't have to go through that whole ordeal. But what I will share with you, while I was in the hospital with that IV in my arm, I am happy to say I still fell into my split with IV still in my arm. So lesson learned, more importantly, I eat for performance, because I want to be able to perform on command whenever necessary. I don't want to have to get ready. I want to stay ready. So that stroke taught me something, because it's very frustrating when you can see your words in your mind but you can't say them physically. That's just like, oh God, I'm not dumb. And I'm not saying I'm a genius, but at the same time, that was just very aggravating and frustrating. But I do thank God that I'm still able to smile, because every 5 minutes they kept coming in my hospital room, the nurses and doctors, smile, smile. So I have no problem smiling. And I think maybe that was another lesson God was telling me, because people always used to say, why you look so mean? Why are you looking so mean? And I wasn't even really conscious of it, and I wasn't trying to mean mug anyone. But now I'm just smiling my tail off all the time because of that experience. So that's injury and illness. So I talked about pulling the hamstring, and I talked about my stroke. Menopause. So 2016. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a tour, because if I take the camera off, it's gonna get messed up. And I promise you, the next season, I will take some type of course so I can edit and point to everything. I promise. It's just not enough time in the day, and I still have to work out and do this video that I want to share, and it's raw, it's uncut. So it is what it is, but I'm praying that the content is valuable, and it will encourage, inspire, and motivate someone, and you can learn from my mistakes. That is the intent of the video, in case someone says, oh, why are you doing that? Well, that's why I don't want other people to make my mistake. Why not? Sharing is caring. Be nice. Menopause. So 2016, when I first started competing, I lost exactly 100 pounds when I took the stage. And I learned something too when I lost 100 pounds. I was cold, and still to this day cold, because you lose your body weight. I only had like 10% body fat. And I also lost my cycle, and I was 46. And I was like, oh, I lost my cycle. I wanted to go through that menopause and all of that stuff. Not. Because remember, from 2016 to 2019, 2021, I was still drinking alcohol when I wasn't competing. And so what I've learned, even though 2016 I lost the cycle, because I had lost the body weight, I was still in the middle of the night having these night sweats, hot flashes, and I was on a pole. All of a sudden I'm sweating. I'm like, oh my God, I'm slipping and sliding off the pole. I couldn't keep a grip, because with pole, it's a stainless steel pole. Your body has to have some type of grip. You can't be all clammy. So the diet that I was on at the time, I was eating 2 salads and 2 shakes, and I had to make sure that my PM shake was not my last meal, because I couldn't have anything sweet. And I also learned to put Mecca in my shake, along with hemp seed, when I take my blood pressure medication. That's also going to be linked inside the description box. So Mecca, that supplement, which you can get, I think, from GNC, I'm pretty sure Amazon, yeah, because the link will be inside the description box, and Vitamin Shop, helped me a lot in making sure no alcohol, no caffeine, and I have to be very, very careful with the chocolate and fried foods, which I maybe might eat once or twice a month, but that will trigger hot flashes. And because what I did, I talked to people who went through it. If you want to learn something, you want to speed up your learning curve, you ask someone who's been through what you're trying to accomplish, that was already successful at. So let's get into the big question. Surgery. I get asked all the time, what surgeries have you had? Yes, I have had bypass surgery. We call it geriatrics weight loss. And that was in 2012, because after 2011, I gave myself 1 year in the gym, and the weight just wasn't getting off. Dr. Pucci was my doctor, and my insurance plan paid for it. I had to do some rules, and I had to look back in my written journal what were the rules that I had to go through. But you just call up your insurance agency, and they'll tell you what you have to do. And he was excellent. He was great. And let me just say this about plastic surgery and weight loss surgery. Make sure you research. You don't want a cheap fix trying to get the best deal, because you only have one body. It's not like you could go to a store, oh, they messed up on my stomach. No, because when I was 16, I had my appendix removed, and the surgeon, I truly believe he was drunk, but I was just in so much pain because I smelled alcohol on his breath, and I had a terrible scar. The scar was so terrible that when I would pose, I would always pose showing my left side, because I had a scar on my right side. So that was 2012 with Dr. Pucci. His information is in the description box. Then going to 2018, after doing 2 competitions, and one competition, it was just myself and another competitor, and she won. And I was heated after my 16-week prep. And I asked the judges, what did I need to do in order to win? Like, one person for real, no. Ugh. And it was because I had lost 100 pounds. I had loose sagging skin on my stomach. So no matter how much cardio, no matter how much weight I lost, I had that sagging skin. And you will see that when I do my home gym journal, where I could show you the pictures. And 2018, I said, that's it. I'm getting a tummy tuck, because I had to remove that loose sagging skin. And I have no problem saying that, because since 2012, 10 years, and yes, there are people 15 years, 20 years that have kept their weight off. But for me, and kudos, and I'm happy for them, and there's people last 5 years that's kept it off. But I can truly say for 10 years, I have kept it off. I got up this morning and weighed myself. I was 142 pounds. That was the same amount of weight I was 10 years ago. So whatever, right now, all I care about is what God has to say about me. Well done, good job, daughter. And what the banks, not singular, plural, have to say about me. Bank of America, Wachovia, Chase, those people. That's what I care about, what they have to say about me. It is what it is. I'm not going to fat shame anybody. I'm not going to body shame anybody. Some people did their weight loss without any surgery. Some people did. It's whatever what works for you. My agenda is to just promote safety instead of saving a dime. That you don't want to be cheap about. You really want to be methodical and do your homework and your research. And since it was 10 years, I felt comfortable and confident to talk about it, because I didn't want anybody projecting their insecurities or negativity onto me. I just wasn't in the mood for it. So now I'm comfortable about talking about it, and it is what it is. And I hope that the content is helpful and someone can learn and benefit from it. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm a Queen Asia. Stay strong until the next episode. I have a surprise for you. Be blessed. Mwah.